Hello everybody and welcome back to Analog Vernacular. Today we're going to be playing some more Fire Emblem Three Houses. We are in the post-timeskip. We beat what is regarded by some to be one of the most difficult and the most frustrating, maddening maps in the game. And we aced it on our first try. Honestly, it was really, I can definitely see how not having Claude as a flyer and, just being really unlucky with... there's so many things that could go wrong in that map right at the beginning. We really got lucky with Ignatz and Lorenz up on the north side of that map, and having Claude as a flyer definitely gave us a lot more options. Although we didn't use that very much at the beginning, but having a bunch of flyers in that map was also very useful, like Lysithea and... let's see, who else was? Leone was also a flyer on that map, and Hilda was also a flyer on that map. So, yeah, that map was definitely tough. I may have been a little over-prepared, but still at the same time, we still almost got routed there a little bit up on the north side. I think that Ignatz and Lorenz was the scariest part of that for me. I didn't know if I was going to be able to deal with that effectively. So having set up, all of our gambits beforehand was really important. And, just having all of those flyers was really important. I can definitely see, because I might be doing a Blue Lions clean maddening run after this. I can definitely see that map being much, much harder when we do it with our Blue Lions. But we'll have to see when we get there. We had the benefit of, obviously all of the experience boosts and all of those things from our New Game Plus, and having all of those paralogs that we may not be able to get in our regular run. So we may not be as leveled as high, we may not have as good of gambits, we may... all sorts of things are going to be less in our clean run. And we won't have a flyer lord like we did with Claude, so... I could see that map going very, very poorly on our Blue Lions run, but I'm so happy we got through it on our first try, and without too many difficulties. At any rate, in this episode, we're probably just going to watch supports the whole time. We have so many supports that we need to catch up on now, and I feel like that this is going to end up just being a support-a-thon. Let's see how that goes.
Part 2. Verdant Wind. Guardian Moon. The Alliance Leader's Ambitions. Claiming the monastery at Garreg Mach as its home base, the Alliance army joins forces with the Knights of Seiros. Together, they begin to take up arms against the Adrestian Empire.
Good work, Hilda. You didn't do much manual labor, but you managed to rope the knights into helping us restore the monastery.
Thanks, Claude, but all I did was piggyback on your scheme. I saw your eyes telling me to make some magic happen.
I ship them. They're great for each other. I love it.
Thank you so much for your help with the restoration.
Oh, please, it was nothing. We're just doing our part as former students.
I'm told you even routed the bandits. That job should have fallen to us. I'm sorry for the trouble.
Hey, don't think twice about it. We're all allies in the resistance against the Empire, right?
The Church is at war with the Empire, but let's be realistic. Wouldn't it be better for the Alliance to eventually submit?
The way I see it, the Emperor wants to take over all of Fodlan and destroy the existing order of the world. I can't see her allowing the Alliance to continue to exist. We're in this just as deeply as you are. Actually, we were hoping to use this place as a base. The Empire begs to be meddled with, and we're first in line.
What? Why would you want to make your base here of all places?
Garreg Mach is situated in the center of Fodlan, both geographically and spiritually.
Honestly, when Edelgard took Garreg Mach, beat Garreg Mach, she should have made this one of her footholds. The fact that she didn't is actually very, very dumb of her. This is clearly the most central point where they could have just branched out. I have no idea what would cause the Adrestian Empire not to hold this place.
We want to secure this location while the Empire is still overlooking it.
I see. The Empire doesn't see this place as important at the moment because it's far from the front lines.
It's not, though. It's literally in the middle of everything.
But if we simply decide that it's ours to occupy, that does nothing to inspire the hearts and minds of the people of Fodlan.
Alright, so 5 years has gone by. I guess maybe they held it at the beginning, but then they've branched out further into those territories, and maybe that's why. But still, it would still be one of the most strategic and important locations in the entire continent. So I mean, even if the front lines have moved way further out into Alliance and, Kingdom territory, this would still be a very, very important place to hold. This would be the point where everybody would be meeting up and then going out to those places, you would think, but... They needed this place for the plot, so we're just going to let that one go.
Luckily, good old Teach has finally returned to us. If the Professor Rhea entrusted with the Sword of the Creator fights at our side, well now, that's a just cause anyone could get behind. What's more, here we are, working alongside the legendary Knights of Seiros. It smacks of divine providence, doesn't it? Can you feel it?
I have heard what you have to say, Claude. And you, Professor? Where do you stand?
I will fight the Empire.
On our own, we lack sufficient military strength. But with the help of the Alliance... The Archbishop said if anything should happen to her, that we should entrust the affairs of the Church to you. If you intend to fight alongside the Alliance, then I will follow you as well. Is that acceptable, Claude?
Of course. I can't think of anything more reassuring than having both Teach and the Knights on our side. Together, we'll stop the Emperor and her reckless ambitions.
All right. Man, I would like to have Seteth on the team, but we do not have room. Seteth is very good. Absolutely, Balthus.
I see. By any means necessary, then. Before the wars end.
This design, look at his hair! Oh my gosh, I forgot about the updated designs post-timeskip. I was not expecting that. It's like, who is this? Dude, look at those sideburns. Look at him. Alright, pretty cool updated design. I have not seen these ones, so yeah, we have several more we need to see. I'm excited now.
I'm covered, but just to be safe, I need you to check on my mother and Kupala. Still following me, huh? We have got to work on those manners, pal. Unless you really meant that bit about protecting me.
His eyes look kind of sad, don't they? How have you been the last 5 years? Maybe he's been through the ringer. Kupala?
That's where my mom was born and raised. I pay a spy money I don't have to keep an eye on the place. Whether I'm above the dirt or below it. It's up to me to make sure my stepmother can't get to my mom.
Would your stepmother really harm her?
No doubt about it. She's been honing her crazy plans lately. All because I've taken to fighting at your side.
Oh damn, I'm sorry.
She thinks I'm making a name for myself before my glorious return to House Albrecht. Being delusional is her sport. There's little advantage to her going after my mom, but she's unpredictable. Gotta stay vigilant.
What's your mother like? Man, I hope we can help him with that. Maybe like he'll have a paralogue or something involving his mom. Keeping her safe or something, I don't know.
Guess I haven't talked about her. After her and my pop split, she returned home. Where she's from, it's kind of an odd place. You know the folks who live in the mountains of the Alliance? Guessing that's a no. Few do. Imagine a place with no influence to speak of, nestled in the mountains on the Almyran border. That's Kupala.
And people live there?
Well, they're not mountain goats. And it's not like they never interact with the Lords of the Alliance. They're incredibly isolated, though. Even their trade relations are remarkably limited. Doubt that'll change. The land lacks resources worth fighting over. Probably for the best, honestly. Oh, but back to my mom. She was different. An exception to the rule in Kupala. She left the mountains, was rescued by my dad, and fell madly in love with him.
Did his family accept her?
Ah, the 1 million bullion question. Of course not. He's a noble. She isn't. Acceptance was never in the cards. My birth helped matters, but only a little. House Albrecht just wasn't where she belonged. My dad was in a tough spot. He was obligated to marry a fellow noble and produce a fitting heir. Nobody'd want to live out their days where they're utterly unwelcome. So my mom returned to Kupala.
Oh man, that's sad. I see.
Then it happened. I was enrolled in the Officers' Academy at Garreg Mach, and everything changed. During my enrollment examination, they discovered that I bear the major crest of Chevalier. My dad decided to resist his family's wishes and make me the head of the house after I graduated. Thing is, the truth of my special crest was kept a secret by decree of the church. He couldn't tell anyone about my prized bloodline, so I was forced to step down as the legitimate heir.
I mean, we kind of know why the church hid it, but... I mean, we know from the DLC, but this Byleth has never heard this. Why was it a secret?
It was for the best. My crest was inherited from mountain folk who prefer to keep to themselves. Imagine what would happen to Kupala if it got out. We both know it would destroy their way of life.
People will do anything for a rare crest.
Too true. I'm guessing the church thought my crest would cause trouble in Fodlan. But don't get me wrong. No matter what life's thrown at me, I'm no victim.
By the way, if there's anybody here who hasn't watched my DLC playthrough, in order for you to understand what I mean when I say that, you're going to need to watch that, because it explains where the bloodlines of these DLC characters comes from. So if you're unsure of what I'm talking about or what he's on about his crest, go ahead and watch that. It'll illuminate things for you. I've got a playlist, so...
Like I've said, I prefer it this way. I've got to be free. Even if things were different, I'd still choose this life. But I can't let my mother and her people pay the price for keeping peace in Fodlan. Wouldn't be right. All I can do is make a name for myself in battle and secure enough power to protect them. Failure isn't an option.
I can't believe I've been playing this game for a year. That's wild, man. I put so many hours into this game. Sure, Sylvain. Let's do it.
That hurts. Ah, Professor. Thanks for stopping by.
You got hurt protecting me.
It's not bad. I was even told I'd be cleared for service starting tomorrow. Besides, I got this scar fighting for you. It's almost like a medal or something.
You know, something that I like. Look at his armor. Look at the colors. And look at the teal. It's very much the same sort of teal that Ingrid gets, isn't it? I ship those two. I ship those two hard, so I definitely did in Blue Lions. I do now. Are you happy you protected me?
When I thought you were going to be killed for real, my reflexes kicked in. I reacted without thinking. It doesn't mean I've stopped being jealous of you. But come on, I can't help but look up to you. If I'd had the guts to run away from home, I wonder if I would have cared as little about my crest as you do yours.
You didn't have the courage?
No. But if I thought I could have escaped, I would have tried. I'd leave behind House Gautier, and the life of a nobleman, and anybody who knew I had a crest. Our home is to the very north of the kingdom. Just across the mountains from us is land inhabited by foreigners to Fodlan. It once belonged to Fargus, but now that the kingdom has collapsed, it's only a matter of time until fighting breaks out. Anyway, that land has been contested for centuries, and all that time, it has fallen to House Gautier to protect it. Actually, our Lance of Ruin has been doing most of the protecting.
I remember, 5 years ago.
Those were dangerous times. One wrong step, and we would have lost our relic to the church. My father was afraid that the church would try to keep the lance, so he entrusted it to me. If an emergency arose, I was supposed to be called back home. I guess those very situations are why my family values crests so much. Since I bear a crest, my parents made sure I was never left wanting. My older brother didn't have one, and so when I was born, he was pushed aside. You know, he once shoved me in a well. He left me on the mountainside in the middle of winter, too.
You never tried to get him back?
Even as a little kid, I understood why he was like that. My mere existence stole everything from him. I have no right to complain when I am surrounded by people who would give anything to bear a crest, but do not. Now, women smile at me for the same reason my parents adore me, and my brother wanted me dead. And I have to meet them all with a smile and a wink, because I have a crest.
You know, maybe in some cases you're wrong.
Yeah, it's late to admit it, but I get you. It would be best just to tell them to heap their empty praise elsewhere. Anyway, it was pretty unreasonable of me to resent you. I'm really sorry about that. And I want to say thank you, Professor. Seriously, thank you.
For what?
Before I met you, I'd gone my whole life not knowing there was another way for me to live. So, from the bottom of my heart, I'm glad we met.
Ingrid's birthday. Yeah, we'll host a tea party for this one, just in case we can get the charm for Byleth. So, let's see. Ingrid. What do you like? I guess hers is more green, but it is kind of similar to Sylvain's, isn't it? So she likes mint leaves and chamomile.
Thank you for inviting me. What a nice aroma. I really enjoy this tea. Thank you.
Quite delicious.
Okay, potential training partners?
Yes.
Evaluating allies?
Yes, I agree.
You're doing great work, probably?
Wow. When did you start sword training? I was 5 when I began.
Chat.
Yes, I agree. Thank you for the treat. I had such a great time.
Okay, got some charm. You have allies who can take master exams. Take a look at certifications to review which they can take. Yeah, I forgot you got a set of levels after the time skip. Forgot about that. Okay. Oh dear. Oh dear. Okay, so we'll have to do that, all those in the explore session. Claude and Lorenz, let's go. This is gonna be
The earth
wild.
nurtures the trees, and the trees bear fruit. It's the earth itself that gives us all life. Oh, Fodlan, land of plenty, bless us with the gift of delicious food.
What are you doing?
Oh, it's just you, Lawrence.
I was disturbed by your ridiculous blather. Must you recite it quite so loudly?
Hey, don't be so rude.
Can you even call that nonsense poetry when it is utterly ignorant of rhyme and meter?
Sounded more like a
Ouch.
prayer.
You don't hold back, do you? I didn't know you were so particular about
Perhaps
poetry.
an Almiran prayer, huh?
Maybe you have a secret poetry collection of your own hidden somewhere.
That's absurd. Where did you hear that? And just what
Yeah, he's
was
got
that
one.
poem about? It seemed to me that you were praising the land. But is it not the goddess who nurtures the land? Should your praise not go to her instead?
Of course you zero in on that detail. You really are a Fodlan noble through and through.
Certainly. Aren't you?
I'm not quite the same, no. Though noble blood flows within me, it can't change who I am at heart.
Pardon? I think you had best clarify.
Listen, Lawrence, you had ambitions of becoming the Alliance's ruler, didn't you? Would you like to try that for real? If you really want it, I wouldn't mind giving up my position.
What's this all of a sudden? That is not an offer to be made in jest.
I'm not joking around. I've been thinking it for a while now.
He doesn't want to be a leader.
I originally thought you were like a fox drawn in by the deer of the Alliance. But I was wrong. You're no thoughtless predator. You're trying to properly train the deer around you. Isn't that right?
That is my intention. But the ambition is insufficient. To rule well, a certain temperament is required. When we first met, I mistrusted you a great deal, and on my father's advice, I observed you closely.
A spy.
That is why I can say this for certain. You possess the qualities necessary to govern.
Well, look at that. It may be a bit begrudgingly, but they have respect for each other. I like that.
Compliment from you? That's about as rare as a deer standing on its hind legs and doing a jig.
Merely a statement of fact, one that is quite relevant to the future of the Alliance.
The future of the Alliance, huh? You really are devoted to your cause.
Depending on your actions, I may yet see fit to seize your position for myself. Bear that in mind.
You know, it does become clear that, like, Lorenz actually does just care about what's best for the Alliance. And I think that's a good thing, because he can really come off the wrong way for most of this game, can't he? Respect,
I welcome
Lorenz.
the idea. It means I can feel safe vanishing whenever I see fit.
Vanishing?
Huh.
Do not tell me you intend to die in this conflict. You cannot shape the future if you do not live to see it.
Ha! First you compliment me, and now you're worrying about me? What have you done with the real Lawrence? No, I'm not going to die. I'm tougher than I look. Besides, this war isn't just for the Alliance anymore. It's going to decide the fate of all Fodlan. It would be cruel to leave you with the burden of uniting all of Fodlan by yourself, don't you think?
Burden? Please. If there were none other suitable, I would gladly become a king. Or even an emperor.
Well, well. I guess I shouldn't take Lawrence of the famous House Gloucester so lightly. Really, though, don't you go dying on me either, Lawrence. We're going to need men like you in the age to come.
The Alliance is more of a, it's not really a dictatorship in the Alliance, so... Lorenz, that's weird of you to say. Like, he would set up a monarchy if he felt he had to? That's concerning.
The same to you, Claude.
The Alliance isn't supposed to work that way.
A world without you would be ever so dull.
Claude and Lysithea. Oh, man. Oh. Okay. So many.
Strategically speaking, if I poised an archer to lie in wait here, and then lured the enemy in over here.
Lysithea, are you up late studying again?
I am.
Strategy, it sounds
but I don't see how
like.
it's any of your business.
Look, you don't need to work yourself so hard. You're already as skilled as they come. There aren't many people out there who can match you. Everyone knows that.
I apologize for my sharpness. I just feel pressured.
Why would you, of all people, feel pressured?
Lack of time.
I place a lot of personal pressure on myself. I need to become as strong as possible to put my parents at ease.
When I met with Count Ordelia before, he said you were his pride and joy. But he also said his only concern was that you might be pushing yourself too hard. If you really want to make your parents happy, surely you should start by taking care of yourself.
That's true.
Then it's settled. Get some rest. Save your energy for tomorrow's battle.
You really are very mature, Claude, despite the impression you give off. And I clearly have plenty of growing to do. I probably don't have much room to come down on you for harping on me.
Oh, really? Does that mean you won't get mad if I treat you like a child from now on?
Don't push it.
That is absolutely not what I said. Just after you finally earned a small degree of respect from me, too.
Hey, just think about it for a second. You're the only one in the world I treat like this.
I like that she's actually taller. I mean, 5 years have passed.
That means you're a pretty special person to me.
You think I'm special?
Take it however you like. Or maybe the thought is too much for a kiddo like you.
Oh, damn.
How dare you?
God, don't do anything you might regret. I don't want to be turned to dust.
I'm feeling generous, so I'll let you off easy this one time.
Well, that's good of you. All joking aside, go get yourself some shut-eye, okay? After all, if you don't hurry up, the boogeyman might come out and eat you.
All right, buddy, you asked for it.
I'd be very careful, Claude. She could literally, like, blow your head up with magic. Playing with fire there, buddy. Literally. I guess she doesn't have that spell, so never mind. Miasma. Marianne, let's go, girl.
Oh, do you have an itch back there? I guess you can't scratch it on your own, can you?
Oh, she looks so much happier and, like, healthy. It's the eyes, right? They're so sunken early in the game. Like, is she in a much better place now? She looks like she's in a much better place. Tell me about it, girl.
Hi, Marianne.
How you doing?
Oh, Claude, it's just you.
Sorry, I know you're in the middle of an important discussion with Dorte, but could I talk to you?
About what?
It's about this thing you think you're burdened with. I've tried to guess what it is.
Please don't. This is making me a little uncomfortable.
There's no reason to feel uncomfortable. It's not like I plan on saying it aloud. But if my guess is correct, there's something I want to tell you. Will you hear me out?
Fine, I will listen.
Once upon a time, in a faraway place.
What the? Are you telling me a story?
Just listen. Once upon a time, in a faraway place, there was a young boy. This boy came from a despised lineage. In short, his mother was a daughter of the enemy. So the young boy was treated horribly by everyone around him. He hadn't done anything wrong. Everyone hated him simply for existing. Yelling, fighting back, explaining himself. Nothing he did could change his situation. When he was finally old enough, he ran far away from home. He escaped.
It sounds to me like he had no choice. I would have done the same had it been me.
Thing is, after he ran away, he still found himself in the very same position. People in the outside world hated him for where he came from.
Well, now that's...
The boy thought he had no place to go. All he could do was destroy the boundary between the inside and the outside worlds.
Destroy the boundaries?
Right. If there was no outside and inside, just one side to share, then the people outside wouldn't have a reason to hate him anymore, right? It wouldn't be easy, but if he managed it, he could shrug off that burden. The point is, people are born with burdens to carry. That much is undeniable. But whether they bind us or we cast them aside, that's up to us. So I think you should try to cast yours aside, Marianne. Put that heavy burden down. It's time.
But I don't know if I can do it.
It's okay. I'm here for you. We're the same, and I can help you.
The same? Claude, we have nothing in common.
Hey, did you see that, Dorte? Your friend just smiled at me.
Thank you for sharing your story. I suppose I could try casting aside burden, as you say. We can try together.
I still don't know what this burden is.
Let's do that.
Still haven't learned that
And when
part
we're
of her
free,
story.
We can change the whole world.
That was quite illuminating on Claude, too. I think we've gotten bits and pieces of that same story, but that's obviously his story, right? And man, I've forgotten some of his earlier supports, too, so there's like bits that I'm missing that I could probably piece it together a little bit better. But man, this playthrough's already been so long that I've forgotten some of the earlier supports with him. Maybe I should go and watch them at some point in between episodes and just refresh myself on all of Claude's supports. But yeah, like, his mother is Elmiran? I can't remember, or is his mother, no, his mother is from the Alliance, and his father is Elmiran? Oh man, I'm gonna have to go back and go through some of those supports and stuff to try and piece his story together again, because I've already forgotten major important parts of his backstory. And so, yeah, that border thing definitely seems to have something to do with the border between Elmira and the Alliance, or even the whole continent of Fodlan and Elmira. Interesting stuff, though. Claude and Hilda.
I feel like I'm drowning in responsibilities. Claude, take my mind off it all. Regale me with another of your weird childhood stories.
Okay, then. How about an old story from a foreign land that my dad told me when I was a kid? Once upon a time,
here we go.
There was a white camel that got separated from his herd.
More stories. Let's go.
I'm so happy for that white camel. I really thought he was gonna die.
Oh, Hilda. You doll. I guess we don't get to hear the story.
Was that story really worth bawling your eyes out over?
It was wonderful. Don't you know how moving that story is?
You know, I never thought much of it until today. But seeing you bawling like that, I do appreciate it a little more now.
What's that mean?
Well, you're always fake crying, aren't you? Getting all misty-eyed to make people think you're a delicate flower.
Called out.
What? You're awful. I only cry when I'm sad.
Claim what you like, but I can spot real tears from fake tears any day of the week. Fess up.
If you understand me so well, maybe it's because you're no different.
How's that?
When you smile or laugh, it's not sincere. I can tell.
Ooh.
I've only seen you genuinely smile a handful of times. Like when you're talking to the professor.
Wow, good one, Hilda. You hit me right in the gut. I guess you're right. I'm not so different from you in that way. But how did you come to realize that? Have you been watching me that closely?
Oh, yes.
I'm afraid so. My eyes seem to wander toward you of their own accord. Hold on. Forget I said that. I didn't say that.
Oh, you said it, girl.
Nope, no can do. Forgetting isn't something this crafty brain of mine is capable of. Besides, my eyes have a tendency to wander in your direction, too. How else do you think I found out about your fake crying?
Huh? What are you getting at?
Say, Hilda, once everything's settled down, do you want to come meet my parents?
Oh, damn.
I mean, don't get the wrong idea. You just seem interested in my family. Besides, you've opened up to me quite a bit, but I still haven't let you in on my own secrets. If you meet my parents, I think you'll understand, though it might come as a bit of a surprise.
Your family? I'd be lying if I said I wasn't curious.
You're in, girl.
Well then, if neither of us changes our minds before the opportunity presents itself, let's agree to go visit my home together.
Although, if it's a long journey, my brother might not be too happy.
True, that might be a tough nut to crack. As tough as Fodlan's locket.
And now his brother, like, the Goneril family lives on the border of Elmira. They basically watch that border. We know that from Cyril's stuff and from that paralogue. And it seems like that family may have some racist inclinations towards Elmirans. So that could be interesting. So yeah, tough nut to crack indeed. I'm gonna say this. I don't know who I'm going to romance in this game as female Byleth, but man, I definitely ship Claude and Hilda. Just saying.
Well, we've got another battle coming up. What do you think of our chances?
Winning is always the goal. At any rate, I've done everything I can to prepare.
That's the right attitude. I'm sure they're doing all they can on their side, too.
I don't doubt it, but however strong they are, it's no more than a Fodlan concern. Who knows how far this world extends beyond the boundaries of Fodlan? Talk of strength or weakness doesn't amount to much when it's only in relation to a tiny corner of the world.
Guess you're right. Thinking about it like that, even this war seems like a storm in a teacup.
Exactly. It's nothing more than an internal quarrel amongst the people of Fodlan.
Typical laid-back Claude. I always like talking to you. Your perspective on the world is so refreshing. Things I thought were obvious turn out not to be.
The way you think, that changes the way you see things. Common sense never tells the whole story. It's similar to what we were talking about before, about how you need to doubt yourself first.
True enough, but where did you get these ideas? That perspective of looking past the walls of Fodlan, when it's all we can see in front of us.
Do you really want to know?
It came from outside of Fodlan.
I do.
But I'm afraid now isn't the time. When this war is won, I'll tell you all about it. It'll be easier for me to show you than to tell you.
Show me. Are we going somewhere?
It's quite a distance. You'll start to appreciate how big the world is if you go.
Sounds eye-opening. I'll look forward to it. Can we call it a promise?
Yes, it's a promise. But first, let's win this war and leave it far behind us.
Claude, what are you doing?
The training equipment needed maintenance, so I thought I'd give it a good cleaning and some oil.
Why is that for you to do?
If you intend to use something a lot, it's on you to take good care of it.
You are a noble who does not have fear of working with hardness or becoming dirty. And you can climb trees. I am impressed.
Thanks, but to be honest, I don't think being a noble really has anything to do with anything. Nobles and commoners are all equal here. We're all buddies. Even you do chores, don't you? Social rank doesn't matter when you put your life in each other's hands. I like that about this place.
I have your same opinion. Status is something chosen by chance, not by a person. Everything became different when I came from Brigid to the Empire. Nobility does not stop life from surprising you.
I know just what you mean. It's not like the ancestors of the nobility or royalty were selected by the goddess herself, after all. What does origin or status matter? In the grand scheme of things, we're all just insignificant mortals. Nobility isn't a matter of birthright alone. At least not in my eyes.
Claude, you are very much strange for a noble.
Thanks, and same to you. You're a princess of Brigid, right? If I'm a strange noble, you are too.
I am normal in Brigid. In Fodlan, you are an abnormality.
In the best way possible, of course.
An abnormality, am I? Gentleman that I am, I'll go ahead and take that as a compliment.
I think it is.
I think also that your heart is kind. I am thinking you will be a good king.
I'll remember that. But for now, this equipment isn't going to clean itself.
Petra's such a good character.
I will be helping you. We will join together our efforts.
You're an abnormality, princess. A wonderful abnormality.
Yeah, Petra was our Crimson Flower waifu, right? And then it was Leonie for our church route.
Sorry, Claude. You can't go past.
Huh? Ah, Cyril, it's you. Is there a problem? It's not the first time I've been to the Holy Tomb. Rhea herself took me there once.
Rhea did? Oh, is this a line added to refer to the actual battle?
Besides, the inside's been scoured by the Imperial Army. There's nothing left there now.
Yeah, that must be what it's referring
Don't matter.
to. Okay.
Lady Rhea said nobody could go in, so I can't let you through. I gotta do what Lady Rhea says. You wanna break them rules? Then you'll be her enemy. If you're trying to do that, I'll have to fight you.
Oh,
fine.
Chill, Cyril.
I get it. I wouldn't hesitate to make an enemy of Rhea if it came to that. But I'd rather not fight with you. So I'll back off. For now.
And in a couple of months, we'll find a note in her room. Isn't that where we find it? That tells us to come here, and I can't even remember what we get for as a reward for that paralogue, but yeah, anyways.
Why is that?
We do
Does it
come
matter?
back here.
Dunno. With your status, you could smack me to the ground and walk right over me.
I guess, but I wouldn't. We're friends.
I thought you were the kind of guy who'd smack down just about anybody if you needed to.
Oh, you're thinking of Edie.
You really are a stubborn one. All right then, I'll tell you. I swore I'd change this world so that those without status are no longer oppressed. Though you were never one of the people I was hoping to save. I never knew that there were people in Elmira in your kind of situation. I realized that my own perspective was too narrow. You helped me realize that. So, I owe you.
Did you just say you're all about saving people who are oppressed? Really?
I did. Is it so strange to hear that from me?
It's just... you reminded me of Lady Rhea there for a second. Lady Rhea always tried to save us folks without any status in the world. Like when she let an outsider like me stay at the monastery. That was real nice. She brought in those kids from Ramire village when they lost their parents, and...
Well, I'm not a religious man. I'm sure Rhea wouldn't want to be lumped in with a guy like me.
Lady Rhea didn't do those things because the goddess told her she should. She did it because she wanted to. I can tell you that.
I see. In that case, maybe I don't need to make an enemy of her. Thanks, Cyril. I think you've brought me a step closer to my dream.
Thanks to you too, Claude. If I was able to help you, then that makes me happy.
Yeah, that was worth our time for sure. Getting Claude and Cyril's was worth our time. That's really nice to just like hear those words from Cyril about Rhea and how he views Claude to be similar to her in that way. I don't know. I like that. I like that a lot. I don't know. The writers of this game definitely have supported the side of the church more so than they've supported Edie's side. I mean, the fact that there are 3 routes that follow, you know, the church is the good guys and only one that follows Edie, I think even the writers are like, you know, Edie might not be as right as she wants to be. Just saying. Just pointing that out. And like Rhea, yeah, she's imperfect, and her detractors are not wrong in a lot of things that they say about her, but like she's still a very good person for the most part. Flawed, just like every other character in the game, but yeah. Okay, Balthus.
Balthus, you and I are of like minds, so I'd like to get your opinion on something.
Oh, is this about the age thing? As a rule, so long as she's younger than my own mother, it's fair game, pal.
Alright, good for you, Balthus. Good for you, man. Dude, seeing him next to Claude, like, I think of Claude as like a tall character. Maybe he's not as tall as I think he is. But looking at the two of them next to each other, Balthus is a goddamn giant. Damn, dude. Look how tall he is.
Noted, but that's not what I wanted to talk about. Ever. Really.
Ever.
Do you remember what I said about the first thing we need to accomplish in this war?
That bit about busting open the lid that keeps the people of Fodlan from the rest of the world?
That's right. I'd like to know your thoughts on the matter.
okay. Well, everyone seemed to eat it up, so I'm fine with it too. Certainly not against it. In a world like that, my mom wouldn't have to fear what others think of her. But it all hinges on if you can shape reality to the vision you have in mind. That's no small task.
I had a feeling you'd say something like that. Please, go on.
I'm all for mixing up different ways of life and bloodlines. But who knows what it'll really mean for Fodlan? We'll be free from things that previously bound us. Walls will crumble. Things will change. Drastically. At the same time, the world we've defended for years could easily become unrecognizable. Everything we've built up until now could fall to ash.
And the question, do you maintain the status quo or do you change things up? It seems like Claude's whole idea is about just breaking down all the borders. Like, it doesn't seem like he necessarily wants there to be one kingdom necessarily that's ruled by the same entity, so much as he just wants peace across all of those territories and just a mutual understanding. That's kind of the impression I get, but maybe we'll learn more about what specifically he wants as we get further in. But that's kind of the impression that I get, that it's just more about just having a more inclusive world, and where everybody can get along better, so that, you don't have Bridget and the Almirans, who are kind of these outskirts that are at war with Fodlan and its territories.
Hard to say how it'll all shake out. All we can do is wait and see. Maybe all will end well, or maybe not.
All I want is for everyone to accept each other. That's the ideal I'm striving for.
Yeah.
It's deceptively simple when you think about it.
Look, if getting exactly what you wanted was easy, I'd be drowning in gold.
Right.
Don't get caught up in the stakes.
It sounds simple.
You just have to throw the dice and see where they fall.
Good advice. That's all we
People
can
are
ever
selfish.
do, really. I
That's
just
the
have
problem.
to do my best and prepare for the worst.
You got it. I can't help with funding, obviously, but you have my support.
Speaking of funds, you're not planning to sell the secrets of my origins for a quick payoff, right? There are people with deep pockets who'd love to see me fall. They'd pay well for information like that.
Don't worry, Claude, I wouldn't sell out a friend. Not even for a small fortune. Most likely.
Most likely.
Yeah, that's not worrisome at all.
I was just kidding. After all, I have that promise to look forward to. You won't let me down, right?
Oh, of course not. And that promise was what exactly?
Yeah, I need a reminder too.
How about hooking me up with your mom?
Oh my!
After we bust open that lid, of course.
Really?
Of course. Age difference aside, you know she's married, right?
Hey, you know what? Doesn't bother Balthus.
I'm not a loon, Claude. I'm not trying to marry her. I just want some closure with my childhood crush.
Is that a fact?
Wow.
Well, it'll be interesting to see whether my father can kill you before my mother beats him to it.
I want to see that support. Can we see that one? Because I want to see that one. Please. Oh my gosh. We're 48 minutes into this episode, and we've only gotten through Claude's. What? Okay. I'm going to go to Marianne, because I want to learn more about Marianne so badly it hurts.
Ah, Marianne, I've been meaning to thank you. The books that you lent me have proved most fascinating. Would you permit me to offer you tea as a token of my gratitude?
I'm a little busy right now. Maybe later tonight?
Of course. I will look forward to it.
Thank you for inviting me over.
Certainly. Thank you for coming. Oh, and please, relax. This is no formal occasion.
Oh, this tea tastes so good.
Doesn't it just? This is my absolute favorite. I'm pleased you like it. This pastry may suit your palate also. It is commonly paired with this tea in my homeland.
Ah, it's sweet. It complements the astringency of the tea.
You have exquisite taste, and there is plenty more where that came from. We simply must do this again.
You want to spend more time with me?
Naturally.
And why not? You're a goddamn treat, girl.
Actually, there's something I need to say.
Yes? What is it?
I've been keeping this from you for a while. It's about my crest. It's just terrible.
Please, that's quite enough.
Oh.
You're trembling. If uttering this secret hurts you, then I have no desire to hear it.
It's just...
Now, her shows up as question marks, doesn't it?
Your smile is a greater gift to me than any truth.
On the stat screen?
Whatever you have hitherto concealed, I am certain it is essential to you, and I do wish to know it. But not until the day arrives when you can tell me with a smile on your face. I am not the sort of man to prize my own knowledge over others' happiness, you know. Besides, the mystery is part of your charm.
You're funny, Lorenz.
There, that's what I mean. Your beauty is always captivated, but that smile truly warms my heart.
This is the first time I've smiled in so long, and I have your kindness to thank for that.
As I've said, you are perfect just as you are. But I suppose I can take a little credit. Yes, your radiant smile shall illuminate all the world. With me by your side, you will not be able to help it.
I'm looking forward to that.
Oh, that laugh. I like it when she's happy. Huh. Okay, so yeah, her... It gets listed... Yeah, mystery crest. Some kind of crest, though it's unclear which one. Now, I don't remember any talk about any crests that have, like, a bad reputation or anything. Maybe her crest, like, proves something about her true lineage that maybe she's kept hidden? Like, I don't know, like, was she, like, kidnapped as a kid or something? And, like, her crest shows that she's from some family that... I don't know, man. Something's going on. Something's going on, and I want to know what it is, but I have no clue. I have no clue. It's been a mystery the whole game, but the poor girl's depressed, isn't she? My crest, it's terrible. Like, the only person with the crest that we've heard bad things about is, like, Nemesis, but that's just the Fire Emblem. So, yeah. Because Nemesis had that, right? Alright, anyway, let's keep going. Alright, Marianne and Raph.
Marianne! Come here, quick!
Oh, what's wrong, Raphael?
It's that bird you were talking to! I just found him! See? Right there on the lower branch. That's gotta be him. But he looks a little sad for some reason.
It's been 5 years, Raph. Are you sure that's the same bird?
You're right. Do you mind if I handle this? Hello there, Mr. Bird. How do you do? Yes, I see. I see. So your food supply is...
Food? I got it.
I completely understand. I have seen more people and birds foraging for berries lately. It would be ideal if those berries were growing in another forest nearby. Then you wouldn't have to.
Are you hungry, Mr. Bird? I got just what you need.
Are those bugs? Yuck.
Look at him go. He's loving it. He's gonna get so big and strong after this.
Protein.
That was disgusting. But how did you know he was hungry?
I could tell by looking at him. He looked hungry and weak. More importantly, I saw what you did. That bird wasn't speaking human, so you gotta understand birdese. I knew it.
Oh, about that. I'm sorry, Raphael, but I need to tell you the truth. I can sort of understand what animals are thinking when I look at them, but I can't speak to them. I'm sorry for leading you on.
What, you just have ESP and you're gonna drop that on us like it's nothing? Alright, our girl Marianne has a form of ESP.
Oh, I see. What about me then? Can you tell what I'm thinking when you look at me?
I mean, you are an animal, Raph, but...
No, Raphael. I can't.
Well, of course not. You're not even looking at me. You gotta look at my eyes.
Nope, still can't do it.
I guess I just gotta tell you. I'm thinking it would be nice if you talked to me the way you talk to animals.
What do you mean?
Not scared. Happy.
Whenever you talk to animals, you seem happy and friendly. I just wish you'd talk to me like that too.
I'm so sorry, Raphael. I didn't know.
What if I try this? Cheep cheep chiree choo doo!
Nailed it.
What the?
She laughed.
Whoa! I've never heard you laugh before. I should have talked to you in birdese sooner. Cheep chirah cheep woo teedledee!
Sorry, I didn't quite catch that one.
I said you gotta eat bugs to grow big and strong, just like Mr. Bird.
I think I'll have to pass.
She's like, that's less cute. You want to know what I wish was right next to that A that's flashing there? An S icon? Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I would probably on this route romance Marianne if I was male Byleth. Cause Marianne isn't into girls, so female Byleth isn't gonna cut it for her. I really do like Marianne, she's really sweet. Okay, I think we can get one more. Marianne and Ignatz?
Huh. What's that about? Marianne, I saw you on the training grounds earlier. It looked like there was an argument.
Oh, no. It was nothing.
Are you sure? Nothing happened at this morning's training?
Well...
Okay, tell me what happened.
I just couldn't keep up with the rest of the group. Everyone got so mad at me. They said something about looking into their eyes so I could read their movements, but I couldn't do it.
They may have a point.
I'm a hindrance to everyone. I can't do it.
Mm-hmm.
Of course not. That goes without saying. It's hard to accomplish anything on your own. Look at me. By myself, I'm worse than useless. Can you see where I'm going with this? To succeed, you have to cooperate. You can't do that if you're not paying attention to nonverbal cues.
Huh?
Please, try looking up. Looking people in the eye. You'll see some things that you've never seen before. People worry about you, and rely on you. You'll see that on your allies' faces. In a way, you'll see what they're thinking.
You may be right. It was my fault for looking down. Thank you, Ignatz. I appreciate your encouragement.
Of course. Look, we both saw the sunset and appreciated its beauty. Nature communicates without words. We can do the same. We don't need to speak to be understood. Stop staring at your feet. Look at us. That'll be a good start.
I can certainly try.
Huh.
Is something wrong? Did I say something to upset you?
Oh no, to the contrary. I just realized that I was missing something. A thing of remarkable beauty. Right under my nose.
Ooh, smooth
Remarkable
talker.
beauty?
What? Don't mind me.
Spoken like a true artist. Smooth. Smooth, my man. So I think what I might do is I might actually make this a longer episode because it's been nothing but supports. We'll just keep going for a little bit longer. Make it an extra long episode. Okay, let's do Hilda next because all of her stuff's going to be new for us as well. Hilda and Lorenz, let's do this.
Lorenz, look!
What is it, Hilda? Ah, a letter from your brother?
That's right. Though part of me thinks it's some stranger imitating my brother's handwriting. He's never given me this much praise.
Hilda, you've learnt the value of persistence. You're really maturing, stuff like that. Usually his letters are like, I'm worried about you, and stop being so lazy.
Since I have fought by your side, I can assure you that his praise is genuine and entirely deserved.
I've written about fighting in plenty of letters. Why is he so gushy this time around?
I would venture to guess that your depictions of battle are more passionate than before. It's no surprise that such authenticity would resonate with a veteran warrior like your brother.
If that's true, I have you to thank. You've inspired me to throw myself into battle. Does everyone think I'm a tough warrior now? I don't want to be stuck with their high expectations.
You've been a strong warrior from the very beginning. So... you just didn't know it.
Would that be so terrible? You are gifted, you know. Not to say that your lackadaisical nature has failed to endear itself to me.
I'll choose to take that as a compliment.
Speaking of letters, did you keep your promise? Did you, mention me?
I did. I told my brother all about you. I said you were a uniquely gifted leader who could inspire people to be their best selves. And I said that you'll be a real asset to the Alliance. I also told him how I wished you could join our family. He responded that he'd be honored to call you his brother.
I don't ship that.
Truly? Oh, to have such a valiant brother would be beyond my wildest expectations.
Lorenz? You know what I mean about you joining our family, right?
Nope, I ain't shipping it.
I believe I do. And I confess, if I am correct, that the same thought has preoccupied me as well.
Turns out her brother just really, really likes you, Lorenz.
But you must forgive me. Now is not the time. Before we can consider our own future, we must first end this war. We must secure a peaceful world.
And if we do attain a peaceful world, then what? Come on! Just say it.
As much as I'd like to grant that request, I cannot. This is something that will deeply affect our lives. It must be said at the proper time and place, with the most artfully chosen words, and the perfect offering. I am Lawrence Hellman Gloucester, after all.
I'm not usually one for waiting around, but maybe I'll make an exception in his case.
I don't feel the passion between those two. I'm gonna go with no. Hilda and Raph.
Hey, Raphael. I finally finished that necklace for you. Here you go.
Huh? Oh! Whoa! This is incredible! And so shiny. You're like an artist, Hilda. How'd you do this?
Just like I told you. I put the flowers and the shiny rocks in a bottle, and then poured in some resin to preserve everything. I thought the flowers you had were looking a little pathetic, so I added a few of my own. It was hard work, making sure the flowers and the stones were spread evenly, getting rid of the air bubbles.
What's this? The part you hang around your neck? I thought you used the one I gave you.
Oh yeah, no, that's a cord I braided. I was going to use metal, but some people are allergic to metal, so I figured better safe than sorry. Anyway, you didn't give me much to work with, and look what I pulled off. I am a miracle worker.
It's gorgeous! Beautiful! I've never seen anything like it. Thank you, Hilda.
Whoa, hold up! What's with the blubbering?
It's just... I bet my sister never got anything so pretty in her whole life. She's had to deal with so much because of me. I never got her anything this nice and cute before. She's gonna love it and be so happy.
Such a softie. Big softie.
Okay. Yes, okay, that's enough. Come on, you're embarrassing me here. If you're really that happy, I'm glad I put some effort into something for once.
Don't you always put effort into things?
That's sweet of you, but
No.
I don't want to put in effort and then disappoint people. It's dispiriting, not to mention tiring.
But what if they're not disappointed? Then they'd feel great, and you'd feel great too.
Yeah, you have a point there. I guess I'm realizing that now.
Is there some story in her past of her actually, like, putting in her hardest and just having the person on the receiving end just hate it? Is that why she's like this? Is there going to be some kind of backstory like that somewhere?
You know, thanks to you, I'm starting to see things from my brother's perspective.
What do you mean? Do you have a big bro too?
I do. I've always thought of him as an overprotective nuisance, but now I feel thankful. Looking at you, I couldn't help but think, sometimes big brothers are okay.
I didn't do anything special though. It's natural for a big bro to look after his little sis. Oh, that reminds me. I still haven't found anything special enough to repay you for the necklace. I got an idea though. How about I help you make a tough-looking necklace for your big bro?
No need. I have a better idea. When the wars simmer down, why don't you and your sister come visit me?
Really? That's it?
Yeah, I want to make sure it suits her. And then I can adjust the cord if I need to.
Of course we'll come visit. I told my sis all about you, and she already wants to meet you.
Well, good. I look forward to it. In the meantime, hold me close to your heart.
Spicy. What?
What?
That's what the necklace would say if it could talk. Hold me close to your heart.
He's like, oh, right, that. Yeah, I'm realizing that my list of supports that people have recommended to me include Marianne and Linhart and Marianne and Hanneman, which both of them might have research relating to crests, so maybe those ones are really important to Marianne's story. So I'm definitely going to be trying to do that. Yeah. I actually have the Marianne Ferdinand one on my list too, so that's everybody. Okay. Marianne's got some work to do. We got to get your supports up with everybody, girl. All right. Ignatz.
Oof. Capsized the teapot. Tea leaves on the carpet. This'll be fun to clean up.
Hey, Hilda. Is something wrong?
Ignatz. I accidentally knocked over my teapot. I'd drunk all the tea already, thank the goddess, but the tea leaves went right into the carpet.
Oh, that's a mess. Here, let me help. I can leave stains if you're not careful.
But don't you have somewhere to be?
Oh no, don't worry. I'm on a break.
What's that in your hands? Oh, painting supplies. You were gonna go do some painting, weren't you?
Ah, yes. The weather's quite splendid, and I found a place where some gorgeous flowers are blooming. But the flowers aren't going anywhere this second. Let's clean this up.
Okay. Thanks, Ignatz, and sorry to keep you away from your painting.
That's okay. It didn't stain, at least. We picked all the leaves out of the carpet.
Still going painting? Or is it too late in the day?
No, I think time-wise it'll be fine. If you're not doing anything, Hilda, would you care to join me? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to make you uncomfortable. Forget what I said. I'm sure you're busy anyway.
You didn't let me say anything.
Well, no, but you didn't reply, so I thought you didn't want to.
Oh.
I never said I didn't want to. I was just surprised. I'd love to see those pretty flowers you mentioned. I'm glad you invited me.
Oh, that's good. Wait, you're glad?
Of course I am. I like being invited to things silly.
Right, of course. It's affirming.
Yeah, exactly. See? You get it. So there's no need to worry that an invitation is burdening someone. It feels good to be asked.
Of course. Well then, in addition to seeing the flowers with me, would you like to help with my painting?
I wouldn't want to screw up your opus. I'm not much of a painter.
No, I meant that I'd like to paint you. With the flowers all around you, Oh, that's too much, isn't it? Forget I said anything.
Silly, you didn't even let me answer. But you're right, I'm not up for that.
Don't pull a Yusuke. Nude.
I'm sorry,
I'm not up for that, unless your painting of me will look really, really cute. Can you make that happen?
Hey, he did it with the goddess in a different support, so why not you too?
Huh? Yes.
Draw you like one of his lewd goddesses.
Cute as a button.
Good. Shouldn't be too hard. I can feel a very cute smile coming on.
Okay, Balthus, let's go. This one ought to be good. This is another ship I can get behind.
Baldy, still training at this hour? How unexpectedly diligent of you.
Ah, Hilda! How are things? Anything of note to report?
Why do you say it like that?
No? I'm not sure what you mean.
Oh, I don't know. You haven't been approached by any lovelorn goons lately, have you?
Now that you mention it, it's been a few days since any guys have flirted with me.
We just saw several.
Fantastic, they got the hint.
Oh, no.
Whoa, wait a second. Are you pulling some weird prank on me?
Of course not.
He's scaring off the
Doing my
competition.
best to keep my promise to Holst, that's all.
Oh, not this again. That was ages ago. I'm sure my brother's forgotten all about it.
Dead wrong, pal. I actually had the chance to see him recently, and he had a new request for me.
What? He told you to get rid of any guys who show interest in me so that I stay his innocent little sister forever?
Yep.
That sounds more like Sedith than Holst, don't you think?
Fair point. What was the request?
Guys here have the gall to consider you a potential bride. It's my job to test them.
Test them?
See if
Oh,
they're
dear.
worthy.
I don't like where this is going.
Since Holst isn't here to do the honors, I've spread the word that nobody is fit to marry you unless they can defeat the great king of grappling in a fight.
What? That's exactly the same as getting rid of them.
How so? It only eliminates the guys who are dumb enough to take up the challenge.
No one is that dumb. No one around here thinks they can beat the stupendous king of grappling or whatever.
Whatever.
That's why I leveled the playing field by allowing sneak attacks. Plenty have already tried their luck. One guy actually tried to strangle me in my sleep.
Wow, a sleep strangler. He sounds like husband material.
And that's why I've been training so much. Can't let you end up with some weakling after all.
God, just kiss already.
This is madness. If you keep getting stronger, there won't be anyone who fits the bill.
Of course, then her brother will literally want to murder him, I'm sure.
True. You could spend your whole life searching and never find a match for Balthus the Great. The only people who stand a chance are Holst and me.
To prove that you're worthy of my hand in marriage, you're going to fight yourself?
I always knew I was my own worst enemy. One day I'll finally meet my equal in battle.
Me.
So you're going to punch yourself out? Is that your idea of a romantic
God, this is
gesture?
fucking adorable.
When that fateful day arrives, Hilda, I want you to know that I intend to keep my word.
Huh. A girl could do worse, I suppose.
See, and now I'm torn. Because I like her and Claude, but I also like her and Balthus a lot. Now I'm torn. Ooh, you know what we need to do? Oh, we haven't seen their new designs. Look at these portraits. Oh, wow. She doesn't have her curly hair. It's like straight down. I was not expecting that. And Yuri's just got longer. Balthus and Yuri just like went ape shit with their hair, huh? But Yuri and Bernie, yes, this is next.
Frigid ocean waters. I can feel them already.
Gorgeous. Bernie thinks he's gorgeous. I love this support chain so much. Frigid ocean waters.
Calm. Just listen to me for a moment. There's something I need to tell you. The reason I worked for House Varley, Bernadetta, was to kill you.
Whoa!
Ha! I knew it. I always knew you were out to kill me. Sink me into the deep, dark, freezing depths. Hold on. House Varley? But why?
Really though, why?
As you well know, theirs is one of the 6 great noble houses, the true rulers of the Empire. And you're the heir, with a crest. There were tons of people who wanted you wiped out.
But he didn't do it in the end.
Like people who want to eradicate House Varley. Or a relative who wants the glory for themselves. That particular breed of treacherous nobility is the kind that'd hire a kid to do their dirty work. The first thing that kid would do, get close to the target by befriending her. Find an in through, say, an assistant gig.
This kid you're mentioning sounds real. That was you, wasn't it?
Yours truly. My biggest mistake? Getting to know you. I crept into your room one night and readied my blade. The whole thing had been a breeze, up until that moment. I couldn't bring myself to do it.
Good.
While I hovered there, hesitating, your father came in. You know the rest.
Oh, damn.
Why are you telling me all this? I'm so confused.
That definitely puts a different spin on that story, doesn't it?
Because I want you to look at it objectively. I was hired to kill you. Your father protected you from me. A filthy assassin. He was looking out for you. You're lucky to have a father who cares for you enough to do that.
Wow, okay.
Father protected me?
Jesus.
He protected me.
That really does, like, reframe a lot of shit, doesn't it?
Yeah. Why would I lie? At this point, I figure it's you who hates me, and not the other way around.
I don't hate you, Yuri. But I mean, I do feel weird. But I don't know how to feel.
You're just so gorgeous.
Can't we just be friends? Like back then?
You want to be friends with me?
The reason you couldn't kill me was because we were friends, right?
Well...
You were my first friend.
Oh.
My very first friend. The first person who played with me. The first person who went on adventures with me. The first...
And you were the first friend I had to baby that much.
What do you mean? Well, even so, you were the first friend who cared for me.
The whole thing was probably a sham anyway. Though, you know, even if it was, I did have a lot of fun with you.
I knew it!
Just don't try and murder me again. I'm gonna make that ship happen. I don't know what I have to do, but for the rest of this game, those two are just gonna be attached on supports and shit, because they need to get married and have children and have gorgeous babies. Alright, sure. Yeah, let's go through Yuri's stuff.
Hey, take this.
That smell. That sound. This is gold. A sizable stash of precious gold. What gives? Don't tell me you got your mitts on the church's vault.
You fool. It's simply a reward. Nothing to get in a tizzy over.
No way I can accept this, pal. Trust me, I haven't done anything to deserve it.
Just shut up and take it. Call it your fee for providing me with information. What you told me. The tale from your mother's homeland? It really helped me. Anyway, if you don't actually need it, I'm sure you'll find a use for it. Maybe take your mom out for a night on the town.
Looks like you're insisting then. Fine, I'll use it to buy her some good grub. But I thought you didn't actually find any answers in my little tale.
Not quite, but it helped me in other ways. I've stopped vexing myself over unimportant details, like who I am or who I think I might be.
That's all fine and good, but is it really worth its weight in gold? This is coin we're talking about.
Look, do you want it or not? Is there something else you prefer? Wow, that was one hell of a sigh.
Look, you're better than me at thinking and betting, but right in this moment, you're the fool. You. Do I like gold? Yes. Do I want it? Need it? Yes and yes. While we're at it, I like brawling. Women
too.
But there's something that I care about even more than gold, fighting, and women. Any ideas?
Oh, this is tough. Let me guess. Hopelessly losing every bet you place? A good drink?
You really think highly of me, don't you? Dead wrong. It's having a bash bro. A friend to fight with and fight for.
Seems I was a bit off base there.
I guess to you, everyone is either an underling or a business associate.
And what Balthus needs and wants is a bromance, Yuri. Come on, get on his level.
But with a bash bro, there's no such thing as an overdue loan. No hierarchies or other nonsense. It's someone to trust, both in and out of battle. Someone to share life's ups and downs with.
I see. No need to reward a bash bro, I suppose.
That's the ticket. I know you were born into a world of trickery and exploitation, but you don't have to live like that anymore. Now you've got me.
I'm not accustomed to talks like this, I must admit. How can I frame this? Nobody even knows my real name. Are you actually comfortable confessing such a warmth towards someone so cold?
Clearly. No matter who you are or what you've done, I care about you. That won't ever change.
Now that is fresh.
I told you my feelings and you laughed. You're one of a kind, pal.
I'm sorry. I've got to admit, I thought I'd heard it all. But you've managed to surprise me. It's the first time anyone has ever said something so sincere without trying to get something out of me.
I could try to say it again with more swagger if that helps.
Nah, no need.
Bash Bros.
Bash Bros. Has a nice ring to it. From here forward, we are forever Bash Bros, friend.
I've got your back, pal.
Bro. 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 Bromance of the century right there. Look at those two. Good for them. All right, Yuri and Constance. Let's see her new design.
Remember when you mentioned briefly that you'd been in conference with some nobles?
Yeah, she looks awesome.
Did the topic of conversation happen to be me?
I haven't the foggiest idea what you're talking about.
Don't be
there are
coy
the
with
curls.
me. I recently received an offer of support from Count
Oh,
Karen.
really?
Bravo. Your dream of restoring your house is that much closer now, isn't it?
That's Catherine's house.
We shall see. My response is on hold until I could confirm something first. You sound as befuddled as I feel. These are events you set in motion, are they not? I want only the truth from you. Lie to me and you shall be incinerated.
That doesn't leave me much wiggle room, does it? All right, I'll tell you. So yeah, I might have been negotiating with some nobles. Maybe. Possibly.
That's an incredibly nice
You
thing of
do
him
recall
to do.
that I have nothing I can offer you in return, yes?
Of course I know that. I just did what I needed to get what I wanted. Like always.
Which is what? To help out a friend, maybe? That's probably what it is. He just wanted to help her, because he's a good dude sometimes.
Explain.
All my life, I've known how to angle to get everything I've ever wanted. Money, social standing, the whole kit and caboodle. See? That's how the savage mockingbird lives. Ever since I was a kid. That's how I've done things.
What does that have to do with... Wait, are you admitting to being the savage mockingbird?
And I find myself wanting in on this house of yours. The one you've yet to rebuild.
What? No, wait. You haven't yet answered my question about the savage...
Preened as this bird might be, his only home is a dark, wet back alley. As long as I'm me, nothing can change that. So I figured, if I could leave that home of mine and live simply as Yuri, even if only for a while...
This is the worst proposal of all time.
I might like somewhere proper to return to. Somewhere cozy. Comfy, even. Better than House Row, where last I left from.
I'm not sure what you're insinuating here.
I'll get your house back for you. And I only ask for one thing as payment. Once House Nouvelle is back in good standing, I want a home there.
You mean you wish to join House Nouvelle? But the only way to do that...
Marriage. Bingo. Quick, easy, simple.
You and I, spouses.
You heard me. It's a fine enough trade. What's the problem?
I mentioned nothing about a problem. Where did you get that notion?
Spicy. Okay.
I've always found you very useful, though I could do with less, much less of your back talk.
I suppose Milady doesn't want a rogue for a husband. Can't handle all that is Yuri,
No, but there is a procedure to this sort of thing. How can you join my house when I have none?
What? You want to do things in order? How boring. I suppose we'll be lovers for now.
You mock me! You mock me and I will not have it!
Me? Mock? I'm being sincere. I'd never live out another dull day with you by my side.
I mean, he's not wrong.
That is my only fear. A life spent by your side may be more taxing than I could
Look at
stand.
that blush, though.
Seeing you so flustered provides endless entertainment.
A bit of teasing to go along with his sincerity. Okay, we have to... Oh man, we don't have any with happy? Alright, we need to work on that. We need to work on that. Oh dude, her design looks awesome. I want to see her in a support. Yeah, she looks great. Constance and Balthus.
Yeah! Come at me!
Balthus, you mustn't draw the enemy in so... Pray do not sacrifice yourself on my account.
Good to see that this part of her is still the same, too. Didn't overcome that one over the years, did she?
Enough of that. Just watch my back like we planned.
1,000 pardons, then.
Whew, it's been a while since we had such a close fight. How you holding up? You didn't seem like your heart was really in it this time.
I had some difficulty, knowing the torment our enemy was going through. Bad enough to fall in combat, but to be felled by one so base as I.
Oh, if they regret anything, it's that you're worried about their humiliating defeat. Ego burn right there. You know, it wasn't so bad fighting at your side. We make a pretty good team, you and I.
It is because you have the courage to face your enemies head-on, leaving your flanks unguarded, and the generosity to allow less skilled fighters the glory of dispatching foes who take the bait. Every aspect of your tactics is a reflection of your incomparable virtue.
You have a way of understanding a situation, but also twisting it all up in your head. Impressive, really.
Most impressive.
The unrivaled king of grappling himself, that'd be me, trusted you enough to watch his back. Can't you just be proud and leave it at that?
The nickname is a difficult one to respect, though the man inhabiting it is more than worthy. If what I have said today has offended, which I would not doubt, then accept my humblest apologies.
You really are something else, you know that? I like your style, pal. I could see us teaming up as mercenaries and wandering from battlefield to battlefield. Admit it, that would be a grand old time, don't you think?
It would depend on the circumstances. Might I impose on you to come with me?
Right, there's always... Wait, what? Okay, we're here. Care to explain?
Back to her normal self.
Must you make a mockery of everything? I have my own dream to pursue, not this twaddle. You assume I'd abandon the restoration of House Nouvelle to become a vagrant? Are you mad? Even among your fabled transgressions, this goes beyond the pale.
You need to see a doctor, girl.
Definitely a fair weather friend, that one.
Called out. It's pretty funny. Okay. Let's see. Flayn and Ignatz?
Nothing here.
What are you doing?
Oh, Flayn! I've just been researching the exploits of Saint Cethleen.
And why is it you're doing that precisely?
Well, painting is a hobby of mine, and I thought I might like to capture her likeness.
Well, how lovely. But how is researching her exploits necessary for painting?
If I wanted to use a statue of Saint Cethleen for my reference, it wouldn't be necessary. But that's not what I want. I wish to paint Saint Cethleen herself, looking exactly as she did when she was alive. And if I don't know anything about who she was on the inside, the image won't be true to life. So I wanted to find some hints about who she was, and that's why I've been researching her deeds.
Ah, so you were hoping to find out what type of girl she was.
Girl? Interesting way of putting it,
the support
but
chain.
Yes, more or less.
I see.
So adorable.
Yes, it is all quite clear to me now.
I'm gonna have to try and get this pairing too.
What's happening?
Because I love this so much.
Okay then. Allow me to share with you what I know of Cethleen's deeds. Long ago, in a world ravaged by war, Cethleen led a secluded life with her father, Keyhole. One day, they met Saint Zeros, who was grieved by the chaos and destruction of war. And so, the three decided to join forces.
This is good stuff. So it was at a later point when they actually met up with Rhea then, huh?
Huh? But I thought the saints gathered following a revelation from the goddess.
At the Battle of Teal'tine, they fought against the 10 elites led by Nemesis, who sought to conquer the whole world. Cethleen tended to her allies on the field of battle, until she exhausted all her strength. Then, she fell into a long slumber.
Oh, that's sad.
But according to legend, she used her miraculous powers to heal all of the wounded.
Interesting story, is it not? Have you perhaps learned something new about Cethleen?
Having heard all that, I'd say she seems incredible.
Incredible? Well, I haven't heard that before. I feel certain you and I will be fast friends. Let us talk again soon.
Huh. Who knew Flayn was such an expert on Cethleen?
Oh, it's so cute. I like those two together. That's a sweet one. That's a sweet one. We definitely have to pursue that one more. Okay, who is next? Let's just go down the line now. We're getting there. We're getting closer. So, Lysithea and Lorenz.
Lysithea, it's no good for you to expose yourself to such strong sunlight. And a chill could steal upon you at any moment. You really ought to have worn a mantle. You have been running yourself absolutely ragged. Would you please consider taking some rest?
Enough is enough. I am fully aware. Now, stop following me.
I'm only concerned for your health.
That's great and all, but I feel fine today, and I'm perfectly capable of caring for myself. I don't have time to take a rest. I'm overloaded with work, and I have less time than everyone else. I just want to do my own thing, bring order to the Alliance, and put my parents' minds at ease.
No need to rush. How can you be so certain your lifespan is shortened anyway? I do not know who decided that, but consider me skeptical. If you are healthy now, and if you take proper care of yourself, you ought to live just as long as anyone else.
Careful, Lorenz.
That's all well and good, but those vitamin-packed sweets you brought tasted weird.
If you want a healthy body, then you need to start with what you eat.
You have a point, but those health sweets are gross.
I sent for the finest in wholesome, healthy treats for you. I asked only for the very sweetest.
That was pretty nice of you. I'm sorry, Lorenz. Thank you for being so thoughtful. Still,
That is quite nice
I
of
don't
him.
need bushels and bushels of them. Gaining a ton of weight won't exactly lengthen my lifespan either. I mean, I like to be able to hang out with you as much as possible, and for as long as possible.
Truly? Oh, I'm so glad. I feel the same. Even in an otherwise perfect future, I still cannot see a happy life for myself without you in it. In fact, the more time we spend together, the more essential to me you become. So let us walk side by side toward a future together.
Yikes! Keep it down, will you?
Yikes.
Why are you flustered? What is there to be embarrassed
That's not what
about?
you want to hear.
You know I will always care for you.
Okay, noted. Will you just calm down already?
You need not worry about a thing. I will look after you no matter what may come. After all, the future of Fodlan rests upon my shoulders, does it not?
I won't give up on myself either. Thanks for caring, Lawrence.
Okay, that one's kind of nice. Raph and Ignatz. Best bros. We've seen this one. We saw this one in Blue Lions.
Hey, Raphael. Reading a letter?
Well, if it isn't old Ignatz, I got a message here from my sis.
Oh, a letter from Maya. I haven't seen her in so long. I bet she's all grown up.
Nah, she's still a shrimp. It's been a while since I saw her, but she's probably only up to your shoulders.
I mean, everybody's a shrimp compared to you, Raph.
Wow. I can't believe she's gotten that tall.
I wrote to tell her about how we're friends again. Do you remember this?
Is that the picture I drew for her?
She sent it along with the letter. I guess she held on to it since we were kids. All right,
that's nice.
That's enough looking. She said to show it to you and send it right back.
To think she's handling my little doodle with such reverence. That warms my heart. I remember the day I gave Maya that drawing. She looked so happy. Before then, I never knew I could make people happy with art. It was a revelation. I've been drawing and painting ever since, in hopes of becoming an artist one day.
You're much better.
Was that his, like, first
so
spark?
It must be paying off. I bet you could be a real artist.
No, that's not possible, I'm afraid. I have to consider my parents' wishes.
Who cares what your parents want? It's not like you're a noble or nothing. Your fate is your own.
Huh. You think so?
Hell yeah.
I know so. And I'm gonna support you with whatever dream you got. Okay, let me see. What's the first step to follow your dreams? Oh, got it. You should paint me.
Paint you?
Yeah, I want my little sis to know how good I'm doing here. So I gotta send her proof. Plus, she'll be doubly impressed if it's a painting you made.
Good point. I can certainly try to capture your likeness. I'll paint you with a warm, cheerful expression on your face to bring Maya comfort.
My face? No way! You gotta get my muscles in there. Mostly my chest and arms.
Just a painting of the torso.
Sure that's what she'd want to see?
Wait! Before you start painting, I gotta get me a little more training in. If my muscles aren't bulging, then what's the point?
I'm not sure about this.
Swole boy. Okay, Raph and Lysithea.
Where is that darn ladder?
Need help with something, Lysithea?
I can't find the ladder anywhere, and I needed to check out the books up on that top shelf.
Want me to just grab one for you?
No, I need to be able to dig around myself.
No problem. You could sit on my shoulders instead. Up you go.
Hang on a sec. That's not...
I hope nobody saw that. Anyway, thank you. That was helpful. I can't believe how many fantastic books were hidden just out of reach up there. Thanks for being so patient while I rummaged.
No problem at all. It was my pleasure.
Hey, Raphael. You're always extra nice to me. Is it because I remind you of your sister Maya?
Yeah, I can't help but think about her whenever I see you around. We lost our parents when she was still real little, so she never had adults around to do stuff for her. That's probably why she grew up to be the kind of kid who wants to do everything on her own.
That's certainly something I can relate to.
I keep telling her that it's okay to rely on her big bro a little bit. Like, when there's stuff she can't do because she's too small, she just needs to ask someone bigger to do it. I told her that she could help me when I'm having trouble with stuff too. Then we would be even.
Young or old, We can all help one another out. We each have our strengths and weaknesses. Receiving help and providing help in return. It sounds so simple, really.
It is simple! I knew you'd get it.
I do. And I hope you understand that you can come to me for help too, Raphael. I can't be the only one receiving aid. It makes me feel incompetent and like a kid. I hate that.
Alright then. You could help me clean up my room.
I bet it's a disaster knowing you. I'll help you on that front, but I've got some rules on how to keep things tidy. You'll need to listen up.
If you could help with the actual tidying, that would probably be better. No need to bother with rules.
He's not good with rules.
I don't really do so good with remembering the complicated stuff. Oh! I got an idea. It would be even better if you could just come by and tidy up from now on.
No.
If you keep helping me, then I can help you whenever you need it. No guilt.
Whenever I need it, huh? How long does that offer hold?
From now on. Like for always. I don't know what's so difficult to understand.
For always
It's simple.
sounds nice. I'm fine with that.
And Rolf now has a maid. Alright, is this the last one?
Hey.
Oh, Lysithea. Something I can do for you?
Can you help me out with my shopping?
Yes, of course. You need me to carry stuff?
Actually, can you pick up some tea for me? I'd do it, but I'm drowning in work.
You're so busy you can't go shopping. Okay. Do you have a favorite kind of tea?
I'm not too picky. I just like having it around, really. Whatever's cheapest works for me. Here's some money.
One question. Why me? You don't really need my help for this.
I just thought I could lean on you a bit. You know, rather than trying to do everything on my own.
Right, I see. Well, good. I'm glad you decided to approach me. But for this particular task, you might be better off doing it yourself.
Oh?
There are so many different kinds of tea, and I'm not very discerning. Well, what if I get you one you don't like? When I do my own shopping, I pick a tea at random. Otherwise, I'd be paralyzed by all the choices. It's the same with food. Sometimes I stare and stare at the options and never decide.
You look like you were doing just fine when you went to get groceries the other day.
I really had to push myself to do that alone. I don't think I can do that again. Sorry.
Uh-huh. So, you've stopped trying to do things on your own, then?
Yeah. Still, though. For today, how about you have some of my tea? If that'll do.
Sounds nice, sure. Do you mind brewing mine while you're at it?
Okay. Though I can't do it as skillfully as Lorenz, I'm afraid. I'll get it ready right away. Feel free to start focusing on your work. What?
I mean, you seem plenty reliable to me.
I do. Really? How so?
You're fun, you're easy to be around, and you rarely complain when you help others.
Well, I'm just pouring you some tea. I'm not sure that qualifies as help.
It's not easy for me to rely on people, but with you, it's different.
Well, there aren't many things I can do, frankly. What I can do, I will do. So if you need anything, ask me, and I'll try to help.
You really are unreliable, as it turns out. Guess I'll just have to take your word for it.
Yeah, if I'm being honest, that one is not one of my favorites. Especially the earlier ones. Like, I did not like the way, like, Lysithea was unnecessarily harsh with Ignatz in some of their earlier ones, so it wasn't my favorite one in the world. Man, an hour and 44 minutes. The only ones left are now Byleth ones. So all of them are white except for Happy and Hilda? I wonder why theirs are Oh, and Lysithea. There must be like a story thing that happens in one of the missions that is important for us to do before those ones unlock. but everybody else is ready. And we'll probably be able to do a bunch of these when we start exploring. So I think we're going to go ahead and end this episode here. So thank you all for being here. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one, where we will probably get a bunch more supports with Byleth, at the very least. So have a good one, everybody.